How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, the reason why I do this, you probably had a long or stressful day and you want to come check out my videos so you can gain some info and hear one of my corny jokes. So here it comes. I don't mean to brag, but cashiers are always checking me out. Come on, that was good. So we're going to be talking about today is RKT rocket companies, which had a monstrous day in the market. I got a lot of messages about this like, Dre, you need to cover this. I want to know. I'm thinking about actually getting a position in. I want to get a swing or a trade in. And I'm going to be honest, I did not have an opportunity to play this, but I will be keeping an eye on it and I will have it on my watch list. And of course, like I normally do in a lot of my videos, I'm going to be doing a technical analysis to walk you guys through in regards to the price action and what you need to look out for. And I'm also going to be going over some more information behind why this short squeeze happened and how we could possibly find other short squeezes like this going forward by using the info that I'm going to discuss. So you're going to have to want to watch this video all the way through. And I'm not just doing that to waste your time, but I'm doing it so you can get value from it. Let's get started. All right, so we're going to be doing the technical analysis on RKT rocket companies that had a strong day today. Ended up being up 71.19% on the day. All I got to say is wow. Wow. And congratulations to anyone who got into this play. I personally did not get into this play, so I just want to congratulate you real quick. But first, let's take a look at the history of this stock, right? We could see right over here, we're going to go all the way back to February to 26, where it had a low of $21.58. And then we move on forward and we see right here on March the 1st, literally the stock is now at $22.79. So we're seeing an upward trend here, right? So it ends up getting to a high on March the 1st, which was yesterday, around $24.51, right? And then it went into pre-market and literally just started keeping up on the upside, as you can see from the 21-day EMA. Let's bring in the chart now. And then look at this. We're seeing it after hours. It's staying above the 21 EMA for the most part. And now, as we look into pre-market, which was going on today, again, more momentum staying above the 21-day EMA. We had a sell-off as we were getting close, like around 850 going into the open. But as you can see, that really did not matter because we ended up having a strong move up here to 28.7 and then another push, as you can see here, at 29.26. It starts getting very interesting because as you can see, let me just pull it in so you guys can see it a little bit more clearly here. Look at this. When it hits up here, you guys are aware that a lot of stocks tend to sell off first thing in the morning. But look how it held down this support here at 29.31 for the entire day before the run-up actually really started. So that was very, very interesting taking a look at that. It made some moves going above it, but again, it still had some strong support here in that $29 area. So now this is where we have the run-up where it started right around 12:40 p.m. And you can still see the trend that, you know what, it's staying alongside that 21-day EMA as well. So we end up having a strong move, buying pressure all the way, as you can see here, to $34.67. Keep in mind that RKT is one of the most shorted stocks out there right now. So what tends to happen when you have these particular type of movements, there's a combination of a lot of things. Like when I first came across Rocket, it was literally trading between, I think, $17 and the $21 range. So I'm going to tell you right now, since there was a lot of short interest in here, when this move happened, you already know what was happening. A lot of shorts were covering. So that's why we also see there was a strong sell-off here. We have people who are taking profits. We're also got to look at the fact that, hey, this showed up on a lot of trading scanners. So a lot of traders are in this as well. And they just want to protect profits, right? But look what happens. We have a sell-off here, but we still keep this level and make a strong move all the way to $41, right? And you could see it by how much volume is actually happening around here as well. Because like I said, there's a combination, not only volume, but the volume is also coming from a lot of FOMO, shorts who are covering shares, and this, again, a lot, and I mean a lot of volume. Rocket usually does not trade at this amount of volume. On the day so far is around 369 million in volume overall in general. So we end up having a sell-off here, but we're still staying above the 21-day EMA, which becomes very interesting. Because usually whenever we see something like this, traders are going to start adding in this particular area. And what do you think is going to happen, especially with a stock like this, with all the factors we just talked about? We end up having another strong move, getting here to 41.94. And what gets very interesting about this is that, you know what, this was actually resistance level that was previous. So you already know if it ended up breaking here, there's definitely going to be another strong move to the upside. But here we go again. We end up having a sell-off, but again, bouncing right off that 21-day EMA and making a stronger move, right? And this is literally now 3:40 p.m. And we know around the last hour, a lot of things can happen. We can have a strong push, and we're also going to be having a sell-off. We also got to take into consideration the market conditions were not the greatest either. So once we had to sell off here, still staying above the 21-day EMA. So again, more traders are seeing this and they're going to be adding to positions. So we end up having a strong move. So usually when you see this happening, especially for the last 10 to 15 minutes of the day, it's going to run up into after hours because of the momentum. So now we end up seeing a move here that goes to $44.70. And then we have a strong sell-off that happens. But take a look at this particular area here. This $40 area is seeming to look like a support area. Look how many times we've been seeing price action in this particular area. As you can see as well, we're in the after hours, and look how well it's doing. It's literally staying above that $40 area. Yes, it's kind of tested over here at the SMA 50, so the 50-day simple moving average, but still rebounding and maintaining that leverage that it has on the 21-day. So one of the things that I want to tell you guys, if you are thinking about adding to a position, I would keep an eye on keeping Rocket and looking at it being above $40. Another area to take a look at as well, we could see is $38. And also if we go down even further, 35, let's call that 36. $36. So those are areas to look out for. And another area to take a look at, again, not strong enough support. Like if it ever breaks down back to $29, I'm going to go out on a whim and I'm going to assume that, you know what, it will definitely break lower than that. But I'm going to be keeping an eye on it. Am I going to be playing this? Maybe. I already missed the run up already. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys these key levels to really pay attention to, because it's going to really have to hold these levels down. As far as there any more room for a run up, most definitely. Like I said, this is one of the most shorted stocks out there. So, and I know the option activity was crazy as well. So one of the things you need to realize is that there's a possibility that this stock still has more room to the upside. But make sure you're reading the charts and you're listening to, and you're actually reading the indicators, so you end up making a good position. Anyone that's looking into getting into this long term, I would stay on the sidelines for now. Don't even think about building a long-term position from where the price is right now, because there's still a lot of risk involved with this stock, a lot of volatility. But those are the support areas. Just to kind of recap that again, we could see 36, there's 38, and especially 39 in the 40 area. If we end up seeing Rocket end up passing 44.70, which was a resistance area on the day, taking into consideration after hours, then like I usually say, things can get very, very interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and let's take a look at some other stuff I wanted to show. So this is what I was saying while I was doing the technical analysis. I wanted to show you how the market is definitely having a down day today. As you can see, the Dow is down 143.99 points. The NASDAQ is down 230 points, and the S&P 500 is down 31.53 points. Now what we're going to be taking a look at, which I discussed, was the short interest here that we have on Rocket. Take a look at this. 39.73%. So this is part of the reasons why a short squeeze was inevitable to happen, especially with increased buying pressure, a lot of the FOMO that is kicking in, the squeeze, traders taking notice, and so forth. I also want to show you something on fintel.io for rocket companies, which I find very interesting, and I actually do believe the media is saying, well, you know what? This is all has to do with Wall Street bets and blah, 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 blah. But I'm telling you right now, the big institutions knew about this or had some sort of an idea that this was going to happen. Because what I'm going to show you right now is, let me just go over this quick. Green rows indicate new positions and red rows indicate closed positions. Take a look at this. Look at March alone. Just take a quick look at March the 1st. Look at this. From March the 1st. So remember, green are new position. So we have Blackstone that did a new position. We also had Total Stock Market Index Trust did a new position. We also had Dynamic Opportunity Fund Class A Shares did a new position. Capital Asset Advisory new position. Sage Private Wealth new position. And as well as Grand Street Asset Management. And now let's take this into consideration. Now we look at the other institutions that already have positions, and we're adding. Take a look at this, and we're seeing Vanguard, right? Vanguard. Look, they knew something was coming here. Look, let's go. There's not one company on this list, institution that closed a position. And we're going to go all the way back here. Take a look at this. So from February 16th and going before, it was a lot of red, right? We have some new positions, but a lot more closed positions. And now from February the 16th and on, take a look at this. Look. So I don't care what the media has to say. Hey, we even got BlackRock in there as well, one of the biggest asset management firms. So the media can say whatever they want to say, but I do have this innate feeling that the institutions knew what was going on, because this is a rarity. You don't see this that much especially on fintel.io. I've done reviews, I've shown you guys this, and you rarely, very, very rarely see something like this. So they definitely knew what was going on behind the scenes. And then when you add a little bit of more attention and it being on Reddit and so forth, you end up having situations that happen like this. But this is no strange coincidence. I wanted to share that. Also, I want you guys to take a look at here. This is Rocket Companies. And Rocket Companies actually always been a good company. But we also got to take a look at some of the things that could also contribute to the sentiment around Rocket. So they just literally posted earnings, and look how well that they did. So Rocket Companies experiences explosive growth. Revenue increases by 144% year over year to $4.7 billion in the fourth quarter. The company announces a special dividend of $1.11 per Class A share of common stock. This is really good news, and we know when we see these particular type of earnings, it is great for investor confidence, and that dividend on top just gives even more on top of that, and will also give people saying, hey, well, you know what, this is a solid company, I'm going to put my money in it. So these are some of the things that we need to be aware of. And on top of that, it was a record-breaking fourth quarter, taking this into consideration. So when a company is definitely being undervalued and it's heavily shorted, and then you see things like this contributes to the whole entire bubble overall. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. And we're going to go on to my final thoughts. So as you can see, using a collection of information can really help you out and give you a head start when things like this begin to happen. I've been noticing this trend happening a lot, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to share it with you guys. But one of the things I want to tell you, this stock comes with a lot of volatility. Like I said, when I first heard about Rocket, it was trading in the $17 range to about $21 range. I have played options on it. I have owned shares at one point. But again, I just didn't own any shares at the time when this happened. But I'm not mad. I'm cool. I have no FOMO right now. But one of the things I want to tell you, if you're looking at this as far as a long-term investment, because it is a good company overall in general, you need to wait on the sidelines for everything to cool down first. Anyone who's swing trading, or they might be thinking about, you know what, trying to make some quick cash and stuff like that, I highly suggest that you watch that technical analysis video, or make sure that you did watch it so you can get a head start coming in tomorrow. Is there a possibility where there could be another move to the upside? Yes, there is, but there's also a possibility to a move to the downside. So you got to understand and know those risks as well. Hope you guys found this video helpful, and stay tuned for the next one that's coming up right after. Peace.